वक्रतुंड महाकाय सूर्यकोटि समप्रभा निर्विघ्नं कुरु मे देव सर्वकार्येषु सर्वदा।
वक्रतुंड महाकाय सूर्यकोटि समप्रभा निर्विघ्नं कुरु मे देव सर्वकार्येषु सर्वदा।
गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णु गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरुः साक्षात् परब्रह्म तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः।
गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णु गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरुः साक्षात् परब्रह्म तस्मै श्री गुरुवे नमः।
सरस्वती नमस्तुभ्यं वरदे कामरूपिणी विद्यारम्भं करिष्यामि सिद्धिर्भवतु मे सदा।
सरस्वती नमस्तुभ्यं वरदे कामरूपिणी विद्यारम्भं करिष्यामि सिद्धिर्भवतु मे सदा।
And do you all remember we did one mantra, very important mantra before your exams? I had told you this would help you in appearing for exams. It's the Medha Dakshinamurti mantra. Sai, do you remember this also?
Yes, ma'am.
So you can repeat after me. Om Namo Bhagavate
Om Namo Bhagavate
Dakshinamurtaye
Dakshinamurtaye
Mahyam Medham
Mahyam Medam Pragyam
Prayacha Swaha.
Prayacha Swaha.
Om Namo Bhagavate Dakshinamurtaye
Om Namo Bhagavate Dakshinamurtaye Mahyam Medam
Pragyam Prayacha Swaha.
Pragyam Prayacha Swaha.
Can you do it on your own once?
Om Namo Bhagavate Dakshinamurtaye Mahyam Medam Pragyam Prayacha Swaha.
Very good. Thank you. The word Medham, you know, the dha is Mahaprana. Okay, so you have to put a little bit more prana there. Side. Huh? Not Medha, but Medham. Okay. So you practice and it will come. Okay, so we will start the session today with the Sanskrit rhymes. See, many of you, you know how to introduce yourself in Sanskritam, and you've learned so many Subhaashitams, you know, 20 plus Subhaashitams, Gita, you know, and so we started some rhymes in the last session with Usha ma'am, and we will continue today. Okay, how many of you listened to that video? Only Virat? Okay. So, Usha, you're also the co-host, I think. So, over to you.
Om Namah Shri Gurubhyo Namah. Hari Om, everybody. Welcome to the session. We moved from 4:30 to 4. How many of you were ready? Watched and waiting for the clock to tick and say 4? No? Yeah. Good. So, in continuation, this is our third Samskriti week. First week we studied a Samskrita Subhaashitam, right? Where the knowledge was glorified, and we said to the one who pursues knowledge, there is no sukham, and to that person who is pursuing and after sukham, there is no knowledge. So it's upon us to decide what we want, knowledge or sukham, right? That was week 1. Week 2, we started with a rhyme. We introduced some names of animals in Sanskritam, like how you learn, how you build language learning. As children, we start with rhymes and introduce new words to build your vocabulary, right? Like that, in Sanskritam, we started with trying to learn the names of few animals and in the form of a rhyme, which will be easy for all of you. So, suppose, I'll share the sheet to you. See, so here, Pashavaha. Now, names of animals. Pashavaha is what? Animals. So, in the first 2 verses, we saw Dhenuhu, Vrishabhaha, Ajaha, Ajaha. These were the 4 which we studied last week. See, in the middle column highlighted in yellow, if you can try to read it in English for Dhenuhu. If those of you who do not know Devanagari, the central middle column says Dhenu. Are you able to relate? Can you just raise your hand and say, yes, I can say Dhenu? To understand it is a cow? Yeah? Okay. So like that, Vrishabhaha. See, V-R-U, Vrishabhaha. You will be able to say it as a word. Right? Ajaha. And there's a double A. So Ajaha. So that's how you say those words. This, and today's class we will be learning Krishna Mushakaha. Krishna is a color in Sanskritam. Krishna means black. Mushakaha is rat. Krishna Mushakaha. Shweta Bidalaha. Krishna and Shweta are the two new words to your vocabulary from last week. Shweta is white, Krishna is black in color. Okay, these are the names of the colors. Then Mushakaha means a rat, Bidalaha is a cat. You can try to relate from the, again I repeat, the middle column. Center column gives you the names, right? Then Shunakaha. Shunaka means what? You can see in the column there is a dog, right? Shunakaha is a dog. Gardabha is a donkey. Manda means donkey is a dull donkey. Chapala Vanaraha. So Chapala is an agile monkey. Laghu Chikrodaha is a tiny squirrel, right? Then you also will know three words. Atra is here, Tatra means there, Sarvatra means everywhere. Atra, Tatra, Sarvatra. Okay, these are the words. We are doing a revision of these words that we saw. So now if you move on, this is the rhyme. What did we study in the last class? Agachantu, agachantu means what? Come, come, come. And where kshetram pashyantu, what did I say? Pashyantu is to see. Kshetra means what? Field, right? A farm or a field. You see all these animals only when you go around in a field, right? Agachantu, agachantu, kshetram pashyantu. Can you read? Is it easier now with this display?
Usha.
Amma?
Oh, Usha, the font is very small. Can you make the full screen?
Is it better?
More bigger. Maybe. That's better, huh?
Okay. The whole thing will be disturbed, Amma. Once again. See?
It's better, yeah. It's readable. Otherwise, we can't read.
Okay, you want me to make it even more bigger? More bigger, Amma?
What?
You want it bigger?
No, this is fine. I mean, if you can make it bigger, better, but this is okay.
Just zoom the screen, zoom, make the zoom bigger. You won't disturb your content.
Better?
Yeah, better. Sure. Thank you.
So, okay. So, I say this once. Any volunteers who wish to say and revise for the first two from the last class? Geeta, Akhilesh, and who else? Any raised hands? Okay, good people are there, good number are there. So, okay, for revision, I'll take Geeta with me. Who's that? I think, no? Well, Geeta, Akhilesh? No, sorry, Kushi, that's Kushi. Yeah, Kushi, can unmute yourself?
You have to give her an
No, fine, stay. There's a video on. Yeah, I need my drum.
Yes. What happened to you? Yeah, you can unmute now, Usha.
Yeah. So Kushi, go chant after me. Agachantu, agachantu, kshetram pashyantu.
आगच्छन्तु आगच्छन्तु
क्षेत्रं पश्यन्तु.
क्षेत्रं पश्यन्तु.
Twice. There is a within the bracket you see it too, right? So we say that line twice. Agachantu, agachantu, kshetram pashyantu.
आगच्छन्तु आगच्छन्तु
Kshetram pashyantu. Kshetre asti eka धेनुः. क्षेत्रे अस्ति एका धेनुः.
क्षेत्रे अस्ति where is this?
Screen, on your screen.
क्षेत्रे पश्यन्तु.
क्षेत्रे अस्ति
क्षेत्रे अस्ति
एका धेनुः.
एका धेनुः.
हम्बा हम्बा हो.
हम्बा हम्बा हो.
धेनुः अस्ति.
धेनुः अस्ति.
वृषभः अस्ति.
वृषभः अस्ति.
हम्बा हम्बा हो.
हम्बा हम्बा हो.
हम्बा अत्र.
हम्बा अत्र.
हम्बा तत्र.
हम्बा तत्र.
हम्बा सर्वत्र.
हम्बा सर्वत्र.
हम्बा हम्बा हो. हम्बा हम्बा हो.
हम्बा हम्बा हो. हम्बा हम्बा हो.
Nice. So you try to say this yourself nicely.
आगच्छन्तु आगच्छन्तु क्षेत्रं पश्यन्तु. आगच्छन्तु आगच्छन्तु क्षेत्रं पश्यन्तु. क्षेत्र अस्ति
क्षेत्रे क्षेत्रे अस्ति
क्षेत्रे अस्ति एक
धेनुः.
हम्बा हम्बा हो. धेनुः अस्ति. वृषभः अस्ति. हम्बा हम्बा हो. हम्बा अत्र. हम्बा तत्र. हम्बा हम्बा सर्वत्र. हम्बा हम्बा हो. हम्बा हम्बा हो.
Nice, nice, very good. So the difficult words here in this are kshetram and dhenuhu. You should practice to pronounce them well. Okay? Yeah. Maybe Aditya, you just want to say the whole verse one more time by pronouncing them right and well.
आगच्छन्तु आगच्छन्तु क्षेत्रं पश्यन्तु. आगच्छन्तु आगच्छन्तु क्षेत्रं पश्यन्तु. क्षेत्रे अस्ति एका धेनुः. हम्बा हम्बा हो. क्षेत्रे अस्ति एका धेनुः. हम्बा हम्बा हो. धेनुः अस्ति. वृषभः अस्ति. हम्बा हम्बा हो. हम्बा अत्र. हम्बा तत्र. हम्बा हम्बा हो. हम्बा हम्बा हो. हम्बा हम्बा हो.
Very nice. Okay. Now, Virat, you will go after me in this now. So here, what were the two animals? The Dhenuhu is the cow, Drishabha is a bull, right? So they both move. So that's how we are saying hamba hamba. Now, the second verse is on what is the animal here? Ajaha and Ajaha. Ajaha means a he goat. Ajaha is a she goat. Okay. So, Virat, after me. आगच्छन्तु आगच्छन्तु क्षेत्रं पश्यन्तु.
आगच्छन्तु आगच्छन्तु क्षेत्रं पश्यन्तु.
आगच्छन्तु आगच्छन्तु क्षेत्रं पश्यन्तु.
आगच्छन्तु आगच्छन्तु क्षेत्रं पश्यन्तु.
क्षेत्रे अस्ति एका अजः.
क्षेत्रे अस्ति एकः अजः.
बा 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 बा. बा 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 बा. अजः अजः अस्ति अजा च अस्ति. अजः अस्ति अजाः अस्ति.
अजः अस्ति अजाजः अस्ति.
And the sounds you can make, no? Virat, I don't have to say that. Say, how does a sheep bleat?
Ba 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 ho.
Baba atra, baba tatra, baba baba sarvatra.
Baba tatra baba baba sarvatra. Baba tatra baba.
Baba atra, baba tatra, baba baba sarvatra.
Baba tatra. Atra, okay. Baba atra, baba tatra, baba sarvatra.
Ba 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 bo.
ba 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 ho,
Ba 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 bo.
ba 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 bo,
When we said hamba hamba, we said ho. Now we are saying ba 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 bo. Okay, you have to note these small things which will make it more interesting and musical also. Okay, so now say this by yourself. Agachantu.
Ma'am, can you scroll it down a little bit? आगच्छन्तु आगच्छन्तु क्षेत्रं पश्यन्तु आगच्छन्तु आगच्छन्तु क्षेत्रं पश्यन्तु क्षेत्रे अस्ति एकजः बाबा बाबा अजः अस्ति अचाकः अस्ति बाबा 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 अत्र बाबा तत्र बाबा सर्वत्र बाबा बो बाबा बो.
Very good. Ba 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 bo. So today is the next one, right? This we will signify. Now, who else wants to go? Next volunteer with me to the next child. Sai. Okay. Sai, unmute yourself. So now what did cumulatively you should be, it's also a kind of a memory test. What did we do? Dhenuhu, Rishabhaha, Ajaha, Ajaha. 4, right? So you should be able to say in your mind what are all the animals at the end of the class, right? Now two more, now one more is introduced here. It is Krishna Mushakaha. Krishna is a color in Sanskritam. Krishna means black. Mushakaha is a rat. So we are talking about a black rat. And what does a rat do? Choo 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 choo, right? It makes a kind of choo 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 sound. So Sai will go after me, right? Agachantu agachantu kshetram pashyantu. Virat, Sai, yeah.
आगच्छन्तु आगच्छन्तु क्षेत्रं पश्यन्तु
Agachantu agachantu kshetram pashyantu.
आगच्छन्तु आगच्छन्तु क्षेत्रं पश्यन्तु
क्षेत्रे अस्ति कृष्णमूषकः. क्षेत्रे अस्ति कृष्णमूषकः.
क्षेत्रे अस्ति कृष्णमूषकः
Good. Choo 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 choo. Choo 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 choo. So yes, that's when, we should also always not be serious. Sometimes being able to laugh also is fun, right? So the name of our class is Fun with Sanskritam. So you should, as children, you should nicely and loudly say these sounds, okay? Choo 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 choo.
चू 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 चू
Aja. I didn't. Krishna Mushakah Asti. I didn't change this sound. One moment, I'll correct this.
Yeah, just it's almost 4:20, so we
Amma, we'll close. One more line and we'll close, okay? So yeah. So Sai, just quickly say this. Krishna Mushakah. Banana. Oops, I didn't correct this. Can you see this, Sai? So Kshetre Asti Krishna Mushakah.
क्षेत्रे अस्ति कृष्णमूषकः
Choo 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 choo. Choo choo atra choo choo tatra choo 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 sarvatra.
अत्र चू चू तत्र चू 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 सर्वत्र
Choo 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 choo. Quickly say the whole thing again. Quickly. Agachantu agachantu kshetra.
आगच्छन्तु आगच्छन्तु क्षेत्रं पश्यन्तु आगच्छन्तम् आगच्छन्तु क्षेत्रं पश्यन्तु क्षेत्रे अस्ति कृष्णमूषकः चू 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 चू
Choo choo atra.
कृष्णमूषकः अस्ति चू 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 चू
Choo.
चू तत्र चू 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 सर्वत्र चू 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 चू
Nice, wonderful. One more we'll do. So choo choo was Krishna Mushakah was a rat. Now we see what there is a Shweta Bidalaha. Shweta I said is white. Bidalaha is a cat. Amma?
yeah.
Huh?
Sorry, there won't be time. It's 4:22. We have to stop.
Okay, all right. So yeah.
Thank you. Can you just stop share? Yeah, thank you. So nice to hear everybody, bleating and chirping and everything. So definitely we'll continue next time because we have a lot of other things today. And now, I'm very happy that we have a special guest with us, guest child, and that is Aditya number 2. Not the Aditya we know. Aditya we know is already, familiar to us. But Aditya 2 is here with Vishruta. Okay. And Aditya has arrived, I think, from US. And welcome, Aditya. So I have heard so much from my student, Naji, about you. And, Aditya has participated in that Gita Jnana Yajna conducted by the great Ganapati Sachidananda Swamiji. Yeah? 1 minute, let me just share something else. I don't know if everybody knows. This is the great Swamiji, and many people join those programs and mainly for learning Gita, children. So Aditya, can you introduce yourself? And then we will be listening to both of them chanting the Gita for us.
Hi, my name is Aditya, and I just recently finished all 18 chapters within 10 months. It wasn't too hard and it wasn't too easy. It depends on the chapter. There were some tough times, like it depends on the kind of shlokas. Like it's specifically in like 11 chapters, shlokas were bigger, so it was a little tougher. But in other chapters, it was simpler. It depends on the chapter. So some chapters were tough, some chapters were easy, but it was a great learning experience for me. My memory skills had definitely improved after I finished all 18 chapters. My focusing skills had also improved, and a lot of other skills had improved too. And I finished it all in 10 months.
Wonderful. So he took nearly, I think, 10 months, Aditya, to learn all the 18 chapters of the Gita. Am I right?
Yes.
And today, what are you going to do? Aditya and Vishruta are going to present chapter 12.
We are going to present the 12th chapter alternatively.
Yes, please start if you are ready.
Shri Paramatmane Namaha Atha Dvadashodhyayah Bhakti Yogaha Arjuna Vacha Evam Satada Yuktaye Bhaktasvam Paryupasate Ye Chapyaksharam Avyaktam Tesham Ke Yoga Vittamaha.
Shri Bhagavan Vacha Maya Veshamano Yema Nityayukta Upasate Shraddhaya Parayopetaha Te Me Yuktatamamataha.
Ye Tvaksharamanirdeshyam Avyaktam Paryupasate Sarvatra Gamachintyam Cha Kutasthamachalam Shubham.
Sanniyam Yendriya Gramam Sarvatra Samabuddhayaha Te Prapnuvanti Mameva Sarvabhuta Hite Rataha.
Kleshodhikadarastersham Avyakta Sakta Chetasam Avyakta Higadir Dukkham Dehavadbhiravapyate.
Ye tu sarvani karmani Mai sanyasya matparaha Ananyena yogena Mandyayanta upasate.
Teshamaham samudharta Mrityu samsara sagarat Bhavami nachira partha Maya veshita chetasam.
Mayeva mana adhatsva Mai buddhim niveshaya Nimusyashyasi mayeva Ata utvam na samshayaha.
Atha chittam samadhatam Nashaknuhi maya sthiram Abhyasa yogena tataha Mamichhaptum dhananjaya.
Abhyase pyasamartosi Matkarma paramo bhava Madhartamapi karmani Kurvan siddhimavapsyasi.
अथैतदप्यशक्तोऽसि कर्तुं मद्योगमाश्रितः सर्वकर्मफलत्यागं ततः कुर्यात्मवान्.
श्रेयो हि ज्ञानमभ्यासात् ज्ञानाद् विशिष्यते ज्ञानात् कर्मफलत्यागः त्यागात् शान्तिरनन्तरम्.
अद्वेष्टा सर्वभूतानां मैत्रः करुण एव च निर्ममो निरहङ्कारः समदुःखसुखः क्षमे
सन्तुष्टः सततं योगी यतात्मा दृढनिश्चयः मय्यर्पितमनो बुद्धिः यो मद्भक्तसमे प्रियः
यस्मान्नो दुरते लोकः लोकान्नो दुरते च यः हर्षामर्षभयोद्वेगैः मुक्तो यः स च मे प्रियः
अनपेक्षु सुशिर्दक्षः उदासीनो वधव्यतः सर्वारम्भपरित्यागी यो मद्भक्तसमे प्रियः
यो न हृष्यति न द्वेष्टि न शोचति न काङ्क्षति शुभाशुभपरित्यागी भक्तिमान् यः स मे प्रियः
समशत्रौ च मित्रे च तदा मानापमानयोः शीतोष्णसुखदुःखेषु समस्सङ्गविवर्जितः
तुल्यनिन्दास्तु निर्मौनि सन्तुष्टो येन केनचित् अनिकेतस्थिरमतिः भक्तिमान् मे प्रियो नरः
ये तु धर्म्यामृतमिदं यथोक्तं पर्युपासते श्रद्धदानां मत्परमाः भक्तास्तेतीव मे प्रियाः
ॐ तत्सदिति श्रीमद्भगवद्गीतासु उपनिषत्सु ब्रह्मविद्यायां योगशास्त्रे श्रीकृष्णार्जुनसंवादे भक्तियोगो नाम द्वादशोऽध्यायः सर्वधर्मान् परित्यज्य मामेकं शरणं व्रज अहं त्वा सर्वपापेभ्यः मोक्षयिष्यामि मा शुचः.
Wonderful, Aditya and Vishrita. Very, very nice. So, Aditya, you know all the 18 chapters, but I heard always the first chapter is so difficult. Do you do that also by heart?
The first chapter?
Yeah, chapter 1, Arjuna Vishada Yoga chapter.
Yeah, it wasn't that hard.
You have learned that also?
Yeah.
Okay. So, how did you learn, to chant this? By listening to the audios, or were you taught by somebody?
Oh, so we had a class first and we went through each shloka. So he would first say the first line, then he chose a student to repeat after him. He said the second line, the same student would repeat after him. Then he would say both the first two lines would repeat after him. Then again for the second two lines, same process, first line twice, then second line twice, then both two lines twice. And then he asked them to do the whole shloka together twice. So that's how they did every shloka during the class. And then you have a chance to memorize it during the class. So then if you do memorize it a little bit during the class, then you have a very good chance that it'll come to you very easily when you're doing it on your own time. So like the mentor, they give a Google Drive, so they give audios. You can listen to the audio, and you'll also have memorized the shloka with that. And yes, it will be simpler because you could have memorized it during the class too.
Wonderful. See how beautiful, no? It is. So it's also because of Aditya's parents, who encouraged this program, and his teachers, and his own effort. Atma Kripa. He must have practiced so many hours by himself, no? And
Yeah, I had in my schedule. I spent about 1 hour a day on
1 hour a day. Wow, that's fantastic. Great. So we wish you all the best, Aditya, and to add many more glories, And thank you for coming today. And you're visiting India for any special purpose?
What?
You're visiting India. What for? What is the purpose?
For my Punal and for visiting family.
Yes. So Aditya is going to be initiated, Upanayanam ceremony, and we wish him all the best for that, and enjoy your time. Okay. Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. We move on to the second Aditya. Okay, Aditya, what are you going to do today?
Ma'am, I'm going to present about Subhaashitam, ma'am.
Yes. Go ahead. Have share permissions.
Yeah.
See how he listens.
Are you able to unmute? Oh, sorry.
Yes, ma'am. Now I'm able to. Good evening, everyone. Namaste. So today I'm going to be presenting about the Subhaashitam. प्रारभ्यते न खलु विघ्नभयेन नीचैः प्रारभ्य विघ्नविहत विरमन्ति मत्याः विघ्नैः सहस्रगुणितैरपि हन्यमानाः प्रारब्धम् उत्तमगुणान् परित्यजन्ति. Now I am going to explain the meaning of this Subhaashitam word by word. Nichaihi means inefficient or lazy people. Na prarabhyate kalu means do not start or take any initiative alone. Vikna bhayena means owing to fear of failure or challenges. So inefficient or lazy people do not start or take any initiative at all owing to the fear of failure or challenges. Madhyaha means mediocre people. Prarabhya means after starting. Vikna vihata means when faced with challenge. Viramanti means stop them and give up. So mediocre people after starting when faced with challenges, stop them and give up. Uttama guna means people with great character, unflinching determination or such as unflinching determination. Hanyamana means when challenged by. Sahasra gunitair api means even thousands of. Vignai means issues. Prarabdham means once started. Na parityajanti means do not give up. So people with great character such as unflinching determination when challenged by even thousands of issues, once started, do not give up. In summary, lazy or ordinary people never take any initiative owing to the fear of failure or challenges. So challenges or failures. The mediocre initiate actions but give up when faced with challenges. However, great people with unflinching determination, once they start any work or initiative, never give up till its completion, even if faced with thousands of issues or challenges. Now I'm going to give you some examples, such as Hanuman. You know Hanuman, he went to search for Sita in Lanka. While crossing the sea, he faced so many obstacles, such as many Rakshasas inside the seas, and he overpowered them without turning ever back. He was successful in his mission. Another example is Dr. Muthulakshmi. Do you know Dr. Muthulakshmi? She found Adyar Medical Cancer Institute. Adyar Cancer Institute in 1917. Adyar Cancer Institute she opened the Adyar Cancer Institute in 1954. It is very famous all over the world now. And she also found the Women's India Association in 1917 along with Sarojini Naidu and Annie Besant. While she was growing up in her village, she faced many challenges. Because in her village, girls were not allowed to go for higher education. So when she reached college, she wasn't able to go to college. So she wrote a letter to the Maharaja of Pudukkottai to enroll in a men's college while she was separated from the boys. So she was the only girl to have ever had a medical degree. And she was the only girl to ever pass out from a medical college. Thank you.
Thank you, Aditya. Wow, that is a very beautiful Subhaashitam, little tough one. That you explained it so nicely. And, the class of people. So the main thing Aditya has conveyed today is that we should follow our dreams, right? Challenges, problems will always come up. And he gave such beautiful examples. And I can think of the example of Sudha Murthy.
Yes, ma'am. Sudha Murthy also. She was born in. Sorry, ma'am.
Yes.
Sudha Murthy was also born in a very small village in Karnataka, and she was very poor, and she wasn't able to catch up on her dreams. But she persisted and she finally became CEO.
Yeah. And much, before women had the opportunity, she was the only girl student in her engineering class. And look how great she is today. Yeah, so you all also should follow your heart. And, when you fail, it's just the first failure. You have to pick yourself up and try again. Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
Now, Aditya, I want to ask you, what is the secret of your Sanskrit pronunciation? Do you study every day?
No, actually, I go to Veda class, ma'am, that's why.
Okay, Veda class. Excellent. Thank you, Aditya. Can you stop share, please?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, great.
Thank you, ma'am.
So let us all live up to that beautiful Subhaashitam. And Aditya will come up again with another Subhaashitam, next time also. So now we will move on to the Guru Stotram, which Lakshmi Mami has already started. You all know Guru Purnima is coming up when? 13th, right? Which is a Wednesday, our previous class day. Okay, so let me share the screen now for you. We completed, I think, 4 shlokas.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. So let us revise those first and then move on. See, this chanting, one thing you notice, Akhanda Mandalakaram, when you come across a C is cha. Okay, so don't get confused. Chara, charam. C stands for cha. And sha, darshitam. When you see a slant, then that is sha, Shiva sha. So like that, I hope you won't be confused. I could not find a better lyrics. Okay, Lakshmi Mami, over to you. Who is going
Yes,
to
Amma.
chant for somebody who is Vedant? You can chant the first 4 maybe after Lakshmi Mami.
Yes, ma'am.
Namaste, namaste to all of you. Before chanting, I will say a few words about the importance of Guru. Guru in Sanskrit means the G stands for darkness and Ru stands for remover. So Guru removes the darkness in our life. He brings light. He brings light. Light means knowledge. So he removes our ignorance and he brings knowledge to us. That is the importance of Guru. In our Shastras, Guru has got a very important role. Mata, Pita, Guru, Devam. So after the parents, the most respected person is Guru. Okay. Now, Guru Purnima is a festival traditionally observed to honor one's chosen spiritual gurus. For children, all of you, your gurus are your teachers. Okay. Now, this comes in Hindu month Ashada, that is between June and July. So this year it is coming on 13th July. And also it is the birthday of Vedavyasa. It is called Vyasa Purnima also. Vedavyasa, the great, he wrote the Mahabharata, composed Mahabharata, and also he divided the holy Vedas into 4 parts. That is Rigveda, Yajurveda, Samaveda, and Atharveda. So let us learn this Guru Stotram, and before that Guru Purnima, we will try to complete, and we all can chant on that day at home. Okay, let us start. First 4 shlokas, Vedant will repeat after me. Akhanda Mandalakaram
Akhanda Mandalakaram
Vyaptam Yena Characharam
Vyaptam Yena Characharam
Tatpadam Darshitam Yena
Tatpadam Darshitam Yena
Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha.
Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha.
Ajnanatimidandhasya
Ajnanatimidandhasya
Jnananjanashalakaya
Jnananjanashalakaya
Chakshurunmilitam Yena
Chakshurunmilitam Yena
Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha.
Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha.
Gurur Brahma, Gurur Vishnuhu,
Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu,
Gurur Devo Maheshwaraha.
Guru Devo Maheshwara,
Gurureva Param Brahma.
Guru Deva Padam Brahma,
Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha.
Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha.
Stavaram Jangamam Vyaptam.
Charamam Stavaram Jangam Vyaptam
Yatkinchit Sacharacharam.
Yatkinchit Sacharacharam
Tatpadam Darshitam Yena.
Tatpadam Darshitam Yena
Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha.
Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha.
Thank you, Vedan. Very nicely recited. Thank you. Now, who is going to repeat the fifth one?
Ma'am, may I repeat, ma'am? Jayanandan?
Jayanandan. Okay. Ready, Jayanandan?
Yes, ma'am, ready, ma'am.
Chinmayam Vyapi Yat Sarvam.
Chinmayam Yapi Yastarva
Trailokyam Sacharacharam.
Trilokyam Sata. What, ma'am?
Sacharacharam.
Sataracharam.
That C stands for Cha, no? Amma told, no? Characharam.
Characharam, yes.
Tatpadam Darshitam Yena.
Tatpadam Darshitam Yena.
Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha.
Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha.
Once more you repeat.
Yes, ma'am.
Chinmayam Vyapi Yat Sarvam.
Chinmayam Yapi Yasarvam
Trailokyam Sacharacharam.
Trilokyam Sacharacharam
Tatpadam Darshitam Yena.
Tatpadam Darshitam Yena.
Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha.
Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha.
One more you can repeat.
Yes, ma'am.
Sarvashruti Shiroratna.
Sarvashruti Shirorasna
Virajita Padambujah.
Virajita
Padambujah.
Padamujaba
Vedantambuja Suryoyah.
Vedantam Bhuja Suryoya.
Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha.
Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha.
Same thing once more.
Yes.
Sarvashruti Shiroratna.
Sarvashruti Sirorasna
Virajita Padambujah.
Virajita Padambuja
Vedantambuja Suryoyah.
Vedantam Bhuja Suryoya.
Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha.
Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha.
Thank you, Jayanandan.
Thank you, ma'am.
One more volunteer for the another two more slokas
Ma'am,
we will
can I-
chant today.
Yeah, ma'am. Can
Vira. Okay. Ready?
Yes, ma'am.
Chaitanya Shashwata Shantah.
Chaitanya Saswata Santaha.
All Sha should be little, must pronounce little heavily. Okay.
Okay, ma'am.
Chaitanya Shashwata Shantah.
Chaitanya Shashvata Shantaha.
Because Visarga is there, no? Before
Yes,
that
ma'am.
Sha. So it has to be pronounced double. Sha.
Yeah.
Shashwata Shantah.
Uh-huh.
Vyomatito Niranjanah.
Yomadino
Niranjanah.
There is a line,
Niranjaha
Mami. Vyoma ti.
Vyomatito. Tito.
Ido
Vyomatito.
Omati Dido.
T is pronounced as Ta. Tito.
Okay.
Vyomatito.
Yomatito.
Niranjanah.
What, ma'am?
Niranjanah.
Niranjanaha.
You can chant hearing my this one. Okay, it's better,
Okay.
I think. Bindunada kalatitah.
Bindunada Kala Titaha.
Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah.
Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha.
Once more, same thing.
Yes, ma'am.
Chaitanya Shashvata Shantah.
Chaitanya Saswata Shantaha.
Vyomatito Niranjanah.
Vyomatito Nindyaha.
Niranjanah.
Niranjanaha.
Bindunada kalatitah.
Bindunada Kala Titaha.
Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah.
Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha.
Jnana Shakti Samarudhah.
Jnana Sakti Sama Rudaha.
Rudha.
Rudaha. Jnana Sakti
Tattvamala Vibhush. Okay. Come on, say. Jnana Shakti Samarudhah.
Jnana Sakti Samarudaha.
Tattvamala Vibhushita.
Tatmava
Mala.
Tatmavala
Tattvamala
Tattvamala
Vibhushitah.
Vibhushitaha.
Bhukti Mukti Pradata cha.
Bhukti Mukti Pradacha cha.
Pradata
Pradata
cha.
cha.
Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah.
Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha.
Same thing, repeat. Jnana
Yes.
Shakti Samarudhah.
Jnana Sakti Samarudaha.
Tattvamala Vibhushitah.
Tattvamala Vibhushitaha.
Bhukti Mukti Pradata cha.
Bhukti Mukti Pradada Dacha.
Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah.
Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha.
Thank you, Virat. So practice with the audio so that we can continue next week other 5 slokas. Okay. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you, Lakshmi Mami. Very nice. We covered 4 more. And
Yes, Amma.
since we are almost near to the finish, so we will have this last part of every Sanskriti session, that is story time. And that is Hema with another beautiful story.
Om Mama, Om to everybody, Namaste students. Few days back, we had the Puri Jagannath Yatra. You all must have seen on news or read in the newspaper, heard about it. It's a world famous event taking place in Orissa in India. Okay, it's a place called Puri in Orissa, where the three gods are taken on a procession. So I thought, why not we learn about Lord Jagannath and the uniqueness of Lord Jagannath's statue. So I start the story now. Yes. So this is the story of Lord Jagannath. Lord Jagannath is none other than Lord Krishna or Vishnu. You can call him Vishnu, Krishna. And in this temple, you have Lord Jagannath, Balabhadra and Subhadra. That is his siblings, his brother and sister. Balabhadra is Balaram, you all know, and Subhadra is his sister. So what this is a statue, unique statue made of wood. And you will see that this statue has got a face, but hands and legs are not there. So we're going to learn the story why this happened. So you have Lord Jagannath, Balabhadra and Subhadra prayed in the Puri Jagannath temple. And every year in the month of June, July, you see that they are taken in a procession. They're taken around the city in 3 different chariots, each god in 1 chariot. It's a world famous event. It is telecast all over, and people come. And lots of people come to Puri during this time to see the Lord Jagannath's Rath Yatra. So let's go to the story now. The legend says that many, many years ago, in a small kingdom in Orissa, there was a king, and the king's name was Indradyumna. He was a very pious, very good king, a good ruler. Also, he was a great devotee of Lord Vishnu. He used to pray Vishnu every day. One day, a sage came into his kingdom and to his palace and told him that, "O king, do you know, deep inside the forest, Lord Jagannatha is being worshipped by a tribal chief called Vishwa Vasu. And this is the Lord Neela Madhava. Neela means blue, Madhava means God. So this is the Lord Neela Madhava, and you will see that none of us can go and see this. But it's a very, very, auspicious thing to see Neela Madhava statue. So the king is intrigued. He says, "Oh, I also want to go and see." So immediately what he does, that he goes and he calls his priest. He has got a head priest called Vidyapati. He says, "Please go to the forest and locate where this deity is, where this god is being worshipped in this dense forest, and please come back and tell me." So this priest, Vidyapati, he heads to the forest and searches here and there for many, many days. Finally, he sees the priest, tribal priest, Vishwasu, guarding an area. And, going morning and evening, he doesn't allow anybody to enter a particular area. He understood this is where somewhere the temple must be there. So what he did, he went up to the priest, the tribal priest, and requested him, "Please, can I also have darshan of your Lord Neela Madhava?" But Vishwasu refused. I think they must have had only their people could see the god. So he says, "No, I will not allow you to enter." Vidyapati was very disappointed. He goes back, but he stays for some time in the village thinking he can change the mind of the tribal priest. There he sees a girl called Lalita. And as luck would have it, Lalita was the priest's daughter. They both get married and they live in the village. Finally, one day, somehow, by Lalita's assurance and Vidyapati's assurance, somehow this tribal chief Vishwasu is convinced to take him to see the Neela Madhav temple. So he takes him. Now Vidyapati is very intelligent. What he did, but he says, "I will blindfold you. You will not know the way to the temple because I don't want anybody else to know the way. It is a very sacred and precious temple for our tribal community." Vidyapati was very intelligent. He had a bag full of soaked mustard seeds. So he dropped them on the way. Like Hansel and Gretel story, you all know, no? Breadcrumbs were dropped. Like that here, he dropped this mustard seeds on the way. And after a few days, this mustard seed would germinate into small plant. Germination will happen. Small plants will come out. And he assumed next time he can find the way. So he takes him deep into the forest in a very difficult route, turning left and right and all over, and takes him to a cave. And when they enter the cave, the beautiful statue of Neel Madhav is seen. It was a very, very precious, very, very divine statue where blue light was emanating and coming out of the statue of Lord Neela Madhav or Krishna, and giving so much peace and bliss to anybody who enters into this particular cave. Gopati is very, very happy. He goes back and immediately goes on a journey back to his king, to Indradyumna, and goes to him and tell him, I have found the statue of Neela Madhav. I can take you there. King is very happy. Both of them quietly, they go one day and they try to go to the forest, and they go to the cave. But when they enter the cave, they see that there is no deity over there. God did not show himself. His presence was not given to the king because they came by deceit. They came without permission of the tribe, no? So the deity was not there. King was very disappointed. He immediately falls down there, prays God and says that I will fast over here. I will be here praying you, God. I want your darshan. So disappointed. After some time, a bright light comes and a voice is heard. Don't worry, king, you shall see the God. You shall see the form of this God again. But how? The king asks. So this voice tells him, this astral voice, this voice coming from heaven, this voice tells him that you go to the Puri beach. There's a beach. It's a coastal area. Go to the beach. You will find a huge log from a fragrant tree floating over there in front of you. Take that idol to your palace, and the idols of Neel Madhav will come out of this. The king is very happy. He takes the log, takes it to his palace, and installs this log in his workshop where they're going to make the idols. He calls so many carpenters one by one. Not a single carpenter is able to make a small dent also in this wood. This is a magical wood of God. Normal human beings probably are not able to carve it. They all come and they try to hammer it, they try to chisel it, they try to scrape it, but using all sorts of tools, but nothing. They can't do anything to this piece of wood. So king is completely disturbed that God has given me the log of wood, but God has not given me the method to convert it into an idol. That time in the sky, Vishnu gets pity on him and sends Vishwakarma. Vishwakarma is the architect of gods. You can call him the carpenter, the handyman. See all the tools in his hands. He is the person who builds those beautiful palaces for the devas. So he comes down in the form of a humble carpenter, comes to the king and convinces him that I will build your idol for you. So there are two legends. One says that Vishwakarma came and built the statue. Other legend says Lord Vishnu himself came and built the statue. Okay. So Vishwakarma says, but one condition I have, O King Indradyumna, I have got one condition. So king says, what is it? He says that I will make the statue, but secluded. Nobody should see me. I will close the door and you should leave me for 21 days. Nobody should disturb me for 21 days. The statue will be completed. The king agrees, the door is closed, and you hear the noise of tuck, 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 chiseling and hammering and all that noise. A few days you're hearing, we can hear it from outside. And they say Lord Vishnu himself comes there to start making to give the celestial statue to the human beings to see. After 2 weeks, suddenly there is a dead silence inside the room. No noise is being heard. King and queen keep going and hearing, but no noise. Now the queen gets very worried. She says, I think our carpenter is unwell. What if something has happened to him inside? She pesters and pesters the king and says, no, please. I think we should help him. I think something is wrong. There's no noise at all inside. Let us open the door. So before 21 days, the king also gets worried. He opens the door of that sealed room. Moment he opens, they see Lord Vishnu standing and carving the statues, but he disappears and the half-finished statues are left over there. It was not completed. And you see these unfinished idols of wood are devoid of hands and legs. Okay. And the king is very upset, but the Lord the voice, astral voice says, don't worry. These are the divine statues. You install them in your temple and your people can pray and get all the divine blessings from Lord Jagannatha, Balabhadra and Subhadra. So finally, these unfinished statues, today also, we see them in the temples of Puri Jagannath, where they are these beautiful faces with painted faces on wood with round eyes of Lord Jagannatha and oblong eyes of Subhadra and Balabhadra are seen and prayed by everybody. People come from all over the world. Every 12 or 14 years, they change the statues. New statues are created now also. And Rath Yatra takes place. And this is the story of how Lord Jagannatha's unique statue came into the temple of Puri Jagannath. This finishes the story. So we saw here that the king's devotion brought down this fragrant piece of wood and tried to get this statue of Neela Madhava, but in the end, finally, he got an unfinished statue, but having the same amount of divinity and grace inside the statue. Now we come to quiz time. In which state is Puri Jagannath temple situated? Who will answer? Yes. Aditri, Vedant, who will answer? Yes. I'm asking you to unmute. Where?
Ma'am, it is located in Odisha.
Orissa, very good. What is a world famous event that takes place here every year? Who will answer? Jayanandan? What is the world famous event taking place here?
Ma'am, Jagannath festival.
What is that festival? What happens during that festival? I showed you a picture in the starting.
People takes 3 gods and 3 different rathams.
So Rath Yatra, a travel journey on the Ratham, the Yatra. Very good.
Ma'am, once can you tell me the 3 names of the 3 gods?
Jagannath, Lord Jagannatha is Krishna or Vishnu. And his brother is Balabhadra. In Orissa, they call him Balabhadra. None other than Balaram. And Subhadra, Subhadra's sister. So Jagannatha, Balabhadra and Subhadra.
Okay.
3 deities were worshipped in Puri Jagannath temple. Okay. Next question. How did Vidyapati and the king find their way back into the temple? Who will answer this? Whose hands are up? I can't. 1 second.
Sai, can I?
Sai, can you answer?
Ma'am, for when they were going, the one who was driving, I forgot the name. He was keeping mustard seeds on the ground.
Vidyapati, the priest.
Vidyapati left mustard seeds on the ground, and when they were coming back, they could see tiny plants, so they could find a way to get out.
Yes, they could find a way to get back to the secret temple, very secret temple where nobody knows the way. Okay. What did you learn from this story? What values? What should we, not do? What values should we have in ourselves? Did you learn anything from this story? Anybody's hand is up?
Yeah, Virat.
Virat?
We should, first of all, not go without having permission from the person who's guarding that area. And we should respect that other people want time. And we should not enter if they don't want us to. We should respect other people's demands.
Yeah, so patience, waiting for the time. Patience also, they say patience is a virtue, isn't it? Wait for 21 days means you have to wait for 21 days, isn't it? Yes, very good. Anybody else?
Vishruta?
Vishruta?
We have to respect others' privacy, and we should not go without permission, or we should not touch anyone else's things or go to anyone else's place without permission. And we have to believe in God.
Yes, we should believe in God. Definitely trust in God. Yes, Janandan is raising both hands. Yes.
Yes, ma'am. We
Ah.
need to be patient, ma'am. Because if the assistant, if he doesn't wait for a long time and he went back to that castle,
Yeah.
we would not have Jagannath, ma'am.
Very
This
nice.
festival and the gods.
Very nice. So second one is we can say patience. Queen did not have patience or king did not have. But you wanted a very good point. Vidyapati had patience to stay back in the village. So God showed him a way, isn't it? Very nice. Thank you, Janandan.
You want to add something? Sorry, yeah.
Yes.
Ma'am, we also learned that we should work very hard.
We should work very hard. Yes, we should work very hard. But how did you get it from this story?
Because we learned from this when every carpenter tried. They worked for days and days, but they did not get even a small dent in the wood.
Hmm. Yes. Yes, they could not get, but if even they worked hard, maybe we don't know whether they could have got, it was divine wood, but definitely we should work very hard. That is a true statement that we should have in our lives. Thank you. I think Usha ma'am, you want to say something? I'm not able to unmute you. Oh, yes.
Then patience apart, what you should also, as children, as kids of your age, you should understand is follow the instructions. What they were told, you should not open till 21 days. Period. You, unless it is 21 days complete, you should not have the temptation to walk inside. We should resist and follow the instructions given to us. That could also be another takeaway from this story. No?
Yes, very true, Usha ma'am.
Noisy, I think, Amma. Is it noisy still, Emma? Not able to hear me well?
Yes, able to hear.
Okay. So we are at the end now, Hema, no?
Yes, Amma. That's all. Thank you, children. Thank you for the lovely answers.
Thank you, Hema, for this beautiful story.
Thank you, Amma.
I also did not know so many details. When I was as young or as old as you all are, I have been to Puri Jagannathan. I have a distant memory. Who all have been there? Nobody.
I've been there. I've been.
That's Hema. Oh, Virat has been there. Very good. You must go there. All these places, and see the glory of Sri Krishna, Subhadra, Balram. There, it's very, very beautiful. There's a beach there. Ask your parents to take you there. Okay. Aditya, you want to add something? You had raised your hand.
No, ma'am.
All right. So then, Virat, your hand is up.
I just wanted to say that I went there when I was 1.5 years old.
1.5 years. Okay. But see, Bhagwan blessed you. And that blessing has also brought you to where you are today. Huh? Wonderful. So let's conclude with the closing prayers, and Sai will close it for us. Okay, Sai? Let me just unmute you.
Sadgamaya tamasoma jyotirgamaya mrityoma amritam gamaya om shanti shanti shanti